One, we are live. It is December. Oh gosh, what is the date? The 22nd. And it is 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And our show for today is going to be about how to innovate yourself for happiness. And I thought this would be great for this time of year to get into that. So we will get started. And hi, I am Veronica Stewart. I am a mindset and success coach that helps professionals transition into their next stage in career and life. So we talk about a lot of subjects that are helping for your mindset resiliency and also creating routines that are going to help you drive the results that you're looking for in career and life. So today, as we talk about all the things that are around how to innovate, and I love the word innovate. And the reason why I love the word innovate is because anything that is talking about experimentation and really thinking about how to think beyond you of who you are, I call it the 2.0. I think that's also what my coach even says to me. Who's Veronica 2.0? And so it's all about creatively thinking of how you can choose your happiness. And I'm going to say that word choose because it's always a choice on how you choose the state that you are in any given circumstance. And this is why it's so important. Why, when I talk about why being happy is a choice and how you can prioritize it for yourself when any type of circumstance comes your way. And you're probably asking, why is that important, Veronica? Well, here's why. When you are in a state of happiness, right? And it could even be physically, mentally, right? Me sitting upright, putting my shoulders back is actually putting me in a better mood. You might even actually sense the energy that's coming across here. And what ends up happening, even when I do put myself in this state, look how differently I project myself. Even smiling, it changes completely the way that either I'm thinking or even how I might be sounding across to you. And so all of this is related when we think about how we think in regards to happiness and how we physically are acting around that particular state. So we're going to jump into 3 things today. We're going to talk about how to shift your mind when it comes to thinking about happiness. And then 2, we're going to talk about gratitude. Yes, gratitude, because it does have a direct correlation to being happy. And then finally, we're going to talk about presence. And that is being here now. And so we're going to jump into this right now. As you can see, my lovely background. Yes, I am at family for the holidays. So I got a little creative. Have my mom's decorations back here. I don't know, all her knickknacks and stuff behind me. But I found my little corner to be able to broadcast today. So you got what you got today, folks. That's all I got to say. So first thing that we're going to be talking about is... Yes, I got all my fancy things here. Here we go. Shifting your thoughts and ideas of feeling happier. Trying to man the fort here in my little makeshift corner. So what you think in your head and what you internalize is so profound, and it really makes a difference on how your actions are going to be acting. And here's the thing about it. You can fake it, right? You can tell the energy of somebody when they're faking being happy, but they're truly inside not necessarily happy. But have you ever been to where you didn't ever wanted to go to a party? This is a great scenario because it's the holidays, right? You didn't feel like going to a family event and you didn't go to a party. and you were faking it and trying to be happy and what might have you. And then did you ever notice after a while, your demeanor and behavior actually started to change because you started in that state where I call the fake happy, but then that fake happy, right? The physiology of how you're acting started to change some of that thinking. I always say you got to start somewhere when it comes to your choice and how you're dealing with your happy state. If you got to start faking it, fake it. Now, mindset piece, and I've talked about this a lot when you're thinking, if you're automatically going to a state of your 5 negative emotions, right? Those are the common ones where you're already talking about how you don't like something, how something is making you feel guilty, you're frustrated, you're sad about something, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And those are the language that you're choosing. All that information and how you're thinking and perceiving is going to impact your subconscious mind and how you think. So when we talk about shifting our mindset, one of the great things that we can start doing is start visualizing. So you see, I'm looking up and I'm starting to think about something. So we're going to do a quick meditation. It's a Hawaiian meditation, and I always mess up with names. Hakalau, I believe it is. And those of you that are more familiar with it than me, feel free to correct me, as I am horrible in name pronunciations. But as I try to change my mindset and language, I am fabulous with pronunciations, right? So do this with me right now. This is an awesome activity. So we're going to sit up right, and we are going to look forward, and then we're going to go about 30 degrees up. And we're going to focus on a spot. So right now I'm focusing on a spot probably like between where the ceiling is and the wall where it ends. And I'm just letting anything come to my mind. And so you might have random thoughts. Sometimes I even, chant a couple of my feel goods, right? I am wealth, I'm abundant, and I'm a joy. I'm going to have a great time at this party. I am going to have an awesome Christmas, right? I could say any kind of thoughts, but when I'm looking up and I'm starting to visualize these things, I'm actually doing open meditation. And try this. Try this right now, where don't talk like I am right now since I'm doing the show. That's why I'm rambling on. But have a moment of silence. And right before, which I love doing this, by the way, is right before when you are, if we think about work and you're getting ready to speak and you're going into meeting or you have to present in front of people, try that exercise because it actually calms you and makes you less anxious, which in turn, anything that's going to help regulate your emotions is going to help you move towards thinking about being more in this happier state. Now, a lot of us during the holidays get pretty anxious, right? I get anxious. I get anxious with just a lot of the family members, a lot of things that are going on. There's always some kind of drama. Well, at least I know there's always drama. There's always somebody that's not happy about something. There's always somebody that's late going to something. There's a food that's not right, or what might have you. If you don't have the Chevy Chase National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation style, then awesome, lucky you. But most probably common families, there's always something going on, right? You can actually use this before you start to react about a situation, and it will help you relieve some of that anxiousness. So that's a great thing that I'm going to give you guys for right now is try that Hakalau open meditation for you when it comes to shifting mindset. Now, another thing for you to think about is how you are visualizing something. So if you don't like something, one great exercise, and I'm not going to go into a lot of the details of doing it, but this is just kind of a surface level. When you actually have an LLP coach like myself really going through that process and helping you, it is going to be a little bit different. But try this just anyways on your own of taking a visual representation. And so you're going to have this graphical image of what you don't like, right? You can see it. You might even have something that of how it sounds. You might even, have something of how you feel about this representation of what you don't like, right? It could be a food. But you want it to get to a point where you want to start liking a particular situation. So what you do is you take a second image and the most enjoyable thing that you like to do. So if you're going over to a family event that you are dreading and you don't like, and I'm trying to stay in this Christmas mood right now, potentially, or if you are trying to you don't like certain gifts, what is that, like the aunt with the crazy ugly sweater, or you always get like these gifts that you're just like, really did they really give me that? And you want to be able to have a better state. Start thinking about this grand image, right? So picture it. Can you see it? And I'm shortchanging this completely. Or can you actually, is there anything that you're hearing at the moment or feeling when you start to visualize and creating this image of where something that you just love, that you really like? When you start to go through this process, every time that the image that you don't like, start thinking of that one and practice doing this. So every time that you go into a situation where that particular thing that you don't like, think of that image that made you really happy and see how it changes your demeanor. Now, there's obviously a very profound technique when it comes to doing this, what we call these submodalities and all the different techniques that I do with clients. But this is getting you to start thinking about all the possibilities for you to be able to start shifting the way that you think by visualizing things that you do like. Pretty simple. So we started with the hakalau, which is open meditation, maybe to relieve some of that anxiousness. And again, it is taking your vision, going up about 30 degrees and just letting your mind go. Okay. And then the second thing is doing a visualized representation of the don't like and switching it out with something that you absolutely love. Like pick something that, it's spot on. The minute you think about it, you're just like game on, feeling happy. Don't try to overcomplicate it. Now, we're going to go into our, let's see, it's about 7:13. So I got about 15 minutes of this, folks. So we're going to go into our next thing, which I am going to cover. Hold on here. Hold on. Wait for it. Yes, I'm getting fancy here, folks. It is gratitude. So gratitude, I talk about this and I probably will continue talking about it. I even brought my gratitude notebook with me. I will admit, it is something that I'm getting better at when it comes to routine. I do my meditation. I do about 10 minutes right when I get up. And might even do it another time. I try to do some kind of exercise to release some endorphins. And then also writing some gratitude. And it helps me with my state of mind. And why you write gratitude is because it helps you start to think about things that you're grateful and thankful about. And this is where it challenges you to start really thinking. And there's so many things, if you're one of those that might be challenged where you're like, my life is shit, and thanks, Veronica, but you don't understand me. And, there's nothing to be thankful about. Well, you're sitting here right now. You have internet. You have a phone. That's something to be grateful, because some people don't even have that. You are breathing. You might be thankful for your family. You might be and I'm thankful for my family. I'm thankful for everyone around me that actually wants to spend the holidays with me. So think about anything. It could be your favorite pair of pants. And again, when I talk about being innovated with your happiness, I'm really serious about that. Start being creative of what you're grateful for. If you are a fast swimmer, be grateful for the fact that you're swift. Be grateful for all the beautiful and wonderful talents that you might have. So start doing the gratitude. Now, here's another thing. When it comes to having a gratitude journal, is reflection of the 24-hour period, or like at the end of the day. You can either do it in the morning or at night, and reflect what actually happened that day that you are grateful and thankful for. Maybe somebody opened the door for you. Maybe somebody bought a coffee for you. Maybe somebody gave you a nice little gift. What are all the little things that maybe that you can think about that you're grateful for? And when you start to jot it down, and I always say, just dump them all down. And sometimes I'll even say, you know what? I want you to think about 5 things right now. They're like, 5 things? Yeah, 5 things. And when they start to look back, life's not that bad. So try practicing gratitude. It really is helpful. Now, we're going to go into our last piece of it, which is presence. And of course, I didn't plug in my laptop. I'm like looking at my battery going, oh my God, is it going to run out? This is what happens when you're traveling and you're trying to find a spot, and I'm not plugged in, folks. But I'm rolling with it. I am rolling with it. And we're going to move on. So be here now is all about in this moment. And this is so important. If you're already thinking about what could happen, that's future. That's not the present. If you're thinking about what's already happened, that's the past. Wanted to clear the air on that one. It is so important for us to remind ourselves. I even have some people say, you know what, watch me when I'm talking or what I'm doing, and let me know if I'm not staying in the present. And I'll catch myself sometimes too. And I'll be like, oh, wait a minute. I'm thinking, you know, what's going to happen. Well, there is a saying, and I've showed some visuals, and I was like, I'm not going to do a visual this time, where we are all made up of energy particles. And if we are already thinking about what could happen, we're putting the energy out in the world and self-prophesizing, if I said that correctly, of you're telling the world that these things are going to happen. You ever think about that? You're drawing in that particular energy. So catch yourself about that. Now, here's the other thing. If you're always thinking about what could happen, you're missing out on all the great things that are actually in front of you right now. It might be your wonderful child. It might be your family that is still around, because one day, not everyone's going to be there, right? Family changes as time changes because we get older, right? It's a cycle of life. And so it's so important that being present, that you soak up every single ounce there. And for me, this is something that is very challenging for me right now. So those of you that might know, you are going to know, because I talk about this a lot, especially when it comes to career transitions. I'm going through a huge transition in my career and life right now. I have basically said goodbye to a very, very great career of mine, made really good money. And I am going all in with my life coaching business because I believe I really want to, help individuals with their transitions and help all of people that don't necessarily have that confidence and be able to do those things. For me, doing that job isn't what I worry about. It's more of the new thing that I haven't done. I have never done sales. that whole aspect of it is completely different for me. And so I can get in my head and start thinking about all these what if scenarios, and I could lose an hour's time, 2 hours time, or I might be researching and trying to do things, and I'm not focusing on the tasks that I need to do, which I could have been focusing on helping me sell better. The number one thing I have, coaches do get coached. I have my business coach. And they say, if you're spending more time creating content and doing some other things and you haven't been doing any selling, there's your problem. Because the only way that you're ever going to learn how to sell better is to actually do it. And so for me, that means being in the present. And so let's translate that. If you're trying to go through a change for yourself personally, and you're not being in the present, and you're focusing on things that you could and should have been doing, how is that impacting your productivity of getting to the results that you desire? So being present is huge when it comes to effectiveness of achieving outcomes. So those of you that are really results driven and you want results, presence is huge in all the successful people out there today. Practice this. So I'll leave you with that. Now, as I close up for today, again, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. That's where I leave a lot of the links that I talk about today. So that is my platform that I'm able to actually put some additional information if you don't catch it in my live streams across all the platforms that I do right now. But here is one of the things that I wanted to leave all of you with. I'm going to have a lot of goodies coming in 2021. But right now, if any of you that are interested in a free 45-minute, I said free 45, isn't that lovely? Free 45 vision coaching session with me. Go ahead and click the calendar link there to schedule that session with you or with me and you. And we are definitely I'm going to be helping a lot of people go through their unique personal change system, because change is unique to every single person out there. And so I'll be working a lot on that next year with individuals. And so if you want to go ahead and explore, if any of you are looking for a change right now, go ahead and schedule a session with me. But if not, and you're still kind of figuring things out, keep following me, because I have a lot of great things coming up in January. I have a masterclass. I have a couple of other things that I won't give away yet. It'll be a surprise. But I want to leave all of you with next week's show. It's going to be pre-recorded. I'm not going to be live. It'll feel like it's live, but I'm not live. And it will be on intention setting for freedom and lasting New Year resolutions. So that's what I'll be talking about next week's show, which will be pre-recorded. And that's going to setting the stage of goal setting, which is huge for people, starting in January. So I'm going to be around that theme and everything that's going to help people achieve the outcomes that they want for 2021. So I hope all of you have a wonderful Christmas or any other holiday that you are celebrating this week, and enjoy your time with your friends and family and anyone that brings you joy and abundance in your life. And I will see you guys next week. All right. Bye-bye now.